In this video, we'll learn how to solve a cubic function, and we will complete 2 examples of solving for x within cubic functions. So here we have a function where it's x cubed plus 3x squared minus 6x minus 18. And we want to find the values of x that will make this expression equal to 0. And in order for us to factorize this expression, we will again apply the factor theorem, where we choose a value for x by trial and error that will make this expression equal to 0. For example, let us start by replacing x with 1. So it's 1 cubed plus 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 minus 18. And that is equals to negative 20. So therefore, x minus 1 is not a factor. Now let us test 2. So 2 cubed plus 3 times 2 squared minus 6 times 2 minus 18 is equal to negative 10. And that also is not 0. So therefore, x minus 2 is not a factor. Notice that I've tested positive 1, but the factor is actually x minus 1. And I tested positive 2, but the factor that I'm testing is x minus 2. So how I see it is that I've replaced x with 1, and I try to solve for x in reverse. So I say that when x is minus 1, would not yield the result of 0. So that will not be one of my brackets. So let us continue testing. I'm going to try negative 3. So it's negative 3 cubed plus 3 times negative 3 squared minus 6 times negative 3 minus 18. And that is equal to 0. So therefore, x plus 3 is a factor for this expression. So that will be one of my brackets. So now that we have x plus 3 as a factor, we can create a bracket where it says x plus 3 times ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So we have partially factorized this cubic expression. Now to find the value of a, I say the first term in the first bracket times the first term in the second bracket must lead to x cubed. So therefore, a is equal to 1. And to find c, the last term, I take the last term in the first bracket multiplied by the last term in the second bracket, and that must lead to negative 18. So c must be negative 6, because positive 3 times negative 6 would equal negative 18. And we need to do a separate calculation for the middle term. So 3 times x squared would be 3x squared plus x times bx, and that will be bx squared. And if I compare those with our original expression, it must also be equal to 3x squared. So it's 3x squared. And if I solve for b, I drop the x squares, and I find that b is equal to 0. So therefore we have x plus 3 times x squared minus 6 equal to 0, because bx is 0x. Now I look whether or not I can factorize the second bracket. And I can if I say x minus the square root of 6 times x plus the square root of 6. Therefore, the values of x that will satisfy this equation would be x equal to negative 3, or x equals to the square root of 6, or x equals to negative the square root of 6. In our second example, we have 6 over x plus 2x minus 1 times x minus 2 equal to 3. And again, we want to find the values of x that will satisfy this expression. So first, I will multiply out these brackets. And that will lead to 6 over x plus 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equal to 3. Next, I'll get rid of the denominator, or this fraction. So I'll multiply every term with x. And that leads to 6 plus 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x equals to 3x. And if I rewrite that expression in standard form, I have 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Now again, I will test different values of x to find a factor of this expression. And after testing, I find x minus 1 is a factor in this expression. So if I replace all of the x's in this expression with a positive 1, that will lead to that expression being equal to 0. So therefore my first bracket would be x minus 1. My second bracket would be ax squared plus bx plus c. And now we would solve the values of a, b, and c. So to find the value of a, I'll take the first term in the first bracket times the first term in the second bracket, and that must give me 2x cubed. Therefore, a would be equal to 2. And to find the c value, the last term in the first bracket times the last term in the second bracket must be equal to positive 6. Therefore, c must be equal to negative 6. And again, I'll use a separate calculation for b. So to solve the value of b, I say x times bx would be bx squared, then negative 1 times 2x squared, that will be minus 2x squared, and that must be equal the squared term in our expression, which is negative 3x squared. So if I solve for b, I have b minus 2 is equals to negative 3. Therefore, b is equal to negative 1. That will lead to x minus 1 times 2x squared minus x minus 6 equal to 0. And again, I look if I can factorize the second bracket. And that is a trinomial that I can factorize. So it will be 2x plus 3 times x minus 2. Therefore, x would be equal to positive 1, or x would be equal to negative 3 over 2, or x would be equal to positive 2.